So you guys are joining us midstream right here. We have, we'll hopefully get all this done today. So we got all hands on deck. Brian is unpacking the Aluminess bumper there. How are you feeling after the big ride?
I'm a little sore still. It's 2 days later. I still feel like nothing was yesterday.
And you, Jack?
Oh, I'm still tired.
Me too. I'm a little sore from that. So Jack took off the rear bumper cover. That's gonna be gone. Here's the rear bumper. That's gonna be gone and gotten rid of. Brian's gonna take that off right now, and then we'll replace that whole unit with this one here. We got cutouts for cubes for LED backup lights.
More time?
So where there are pins right here that lock this lock this swing away gate if you're on like a hill or wind, but I can't quite get the pin in, probably because of the powder coating. So I'm going to chase this. We'll chase it with the drill bit here. There we go. Grab a big crescent wrench and spin those out. And then how do you secure the aluminum plates?
Slide your Aluminess magnet replacement over the stud, apply Loctite to the stud, and tap the provided metric nuts, which are right there.
We've got a couple decisions to make here. Brian and I were just talking about this because the boxes are not mounted yet, and there's actually quite a bit of variance where we could slide them either way. So there's that to consider, and there's also which way should this open? I mean, naturally, automatically, you think that it should open, that the hinge should be on this side and it should open like the door. But I was thinking, let's say you've got a trailer on here, because I don't know if we're going to be able to use the bike carrier anymore. It would be nice, or let's say you had an extender out here and you had bikes on the back. Would it be better to have it open this way because you could still get into it from the outside rather than if it latched this way, you wouldn't be able to get into it. So I'm thinking about mounting it this way for that reason, because it will go either way. This here is going to be the galley one, so this will lay down and make that table like I was saying, and that has to go that way. But the thing to consider now is the width. If I push them, they actually look better if the boxes are closer, but then they obstruct the backup camera. Where if we push them apart all the way, like this, for example, they could go as far out as here. It doesn't look as good, but then it obstructs the tail lights a little bit. So that's kind of a problem. So we kind of thought, well, we'll just maybe compromise. As Brian said, that's usually the best, right?
Yeah, split the difference.
Split the difference. Very carefully. Remember, this is aluminum, so you don't have to drill too hard. You're going to line it up till you're in both holes. Go ahead and line it up in there, like I showed you. Careful when you're going in. You know, these are the type of things not to scratch the surface. So what I do is I put my hand on the end of it, like this, and I come in, I get close, and then I go in. Okay, go ahead and take the other one.
I'm making it go double speed by doing it myself.
You helping out? Okay, that's it. So 3 inches here. So what I'll do is this. I'll come down 3 inches. 3 inches, and then the center, 1 inch. We know it's there. So this is a spring-loaded center punch. If you put a drill bit on a flat surface, what typically happens?
It goes and spins around everywhere.
It crawls all over the place. So what I'll do is I'll put this right in the center here. It's got a hard tip on it, and then I'll press it. And that's got a spring-loaded deal, and that makes that punch in there. Now this guy right here, I'll take my finger. It's hard to come into something with one hand, you know, because you're wiggling all over the place. So what I'll do, the same way when you're welding, I'll put a finger like this and just to steady it, and then I'll come in there, right there, and right on that center, I'll put a little bit of pressure, double check it, and then push and make my spring. Okay. This is really important when you're coming through the other side. Now,
Now you kind of tilt it a little bit.
If you don't have any skill, it's not a bad idea until you get, until you can get the feel of it, to measure the bottom side and drill from both ends. That's the better way to do it. But if you practice and you're careful, I can look at this side here, and I can see that straight. I'll come over here, and I can see that needs to go that way a little bit, like right there. Check it again, and then I'm not afraid to go ahead and to drill through both sides. Yeah, it takes a little bit of practice, and then you'll feel when it goes through.
Yeah, let's start over.
Yeah. If you get in a situation like this where it matters if you scratch that, you can take a little piece of plastic pipe and put it on the end of your drill bit, like a little sleeve, and that way when it goes through, it just hits the plastic. But this is going to be covered by the box, so it doesn't really matter. Actually, your hole is a lot better than mine. You see how much closer yours is? Yeah. Okay. Do the same thing here. So when you're thinking about this, what way could you drill, or if you do run in and mar the finish, was going to show the least? Which way would that be?
Back.
Where the box is going to cover. So I kind of think about things like that. Like, let's say that I went through here and I pushed it through and it scratched the paint up. Would it be better on this side or this side? Or does it matter, right? Why don't you go ahead and pull those in?
You have more body weight and more strength.
Come and see me.
Hi.
Hi. Look how pretty you are in your purple. You have a purple dress on?
To the skirt on.
When you have your best shoes?
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Jack.
Smash it.
Give him 5, Daddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Sweet Loaf. Come here. Come see Papa. Oh. Jilted.
Wow, look at that.
All right, Jack, watch your knee. I'm going to close it up here.
The other side? Yeah. Bring that over here with me.
You see the generator?
Looks awesome.
So I'm getting ready to build a shelf on top of that. So 2 water containers here.
Tighten these to make sure the wheels stay on.
Yeah, so to open it, you just hit this latch.
Right?
Next time we do this, Papa,
Yeah.
let's leave it up on the jacks.
The winch won't reach.
There you go. That's good. Thank you.
So this
Oh,
is,
so this is where it locks.
yeah, this will pull down here.
Oh, okay.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Heart. How are you?
So Brian just cleaned this up here, and we're getting ready
Ooh,
to
that looks good, Brian.
build the spacers. So we'll mount this. There, you stand right there. We need to know where you want this, actually.
Probably as far back as it'll go, because then we can use the cooking space here.
So it'd be like right here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Where these go?
Okay. So that will mount there.
So just make sure you leave room for the propane. So if the propane needs to go behind, I don't know what size
I'm
you're
gonna
going
run. I'm gonna get a longer hose. I think I already have one, and I'm gonna put a tank in there.
Okay. It's all about the ride.
Put your feet up.
That belonged to Sweet Loaf's great granddad, whom she never met.
More? More.
Put your feet up.
Hi, baby. The good news is we got the installation all done. It took the better part of a day to get that all wrapped up. You know how it always is the first time. So it turned out really good. A lot of great storage in there. So when I laid this out, how I envisioned it was this box, and I just started working on it. I just built a shelf here. I'm building shelves, and I'm gonna upholster them. Is for the generator. So the Honda 2000 will fit in there. And then, of course, I'll have the jack and my tools and some first aid kits, water filtration, axes, that sort of thing. Basically, my tools in this box. And the reason why I had the door open this way, I think I mentioned it, is if we do get a trailer or any sort of a bike carrier or anything, that I can still open it and get into it from the outside. Where if it hinged from the other side, that becomes a problem. This one here is we've got the baskets. These were designed to fit the water gallon jugs, or the water jugs, the 5-gallon jugs, and that'll fit 2 on there. So that'll be 2 10-gallon jugs, the ones with the spigot on them. So this is actually going to be, I'm going to start on this next. This is going to be Mrs. W's galley. Basically an outdoor kitchen. So we'll mount the burner on there. I'll do a little countertop. I'll do some shelves, and she'll have all of her food and everything in there. All of the propane pre-hooked up so that when we roll up somewhere, we're not digging stuff out. All we have to do is drop the lid. She's got all of her stuff in there. She can grab some things out of the refrigerator and start cooking. And that, of course, will rotate around, pin back, and then she'll be able to cook underneath the awning if it's bad weather. I'm going to add another one of these probably to the other side, and I'm also going to be putting some of those, I can't think of the name of it, but the Australian 3-gallon cans that stack up, those pod cans. Some way I'm going to configure that on there. But really nice addition. It gets all of that, solves all the storage problems, all of, like having the generator inside, and the beautifully made bumper. A lot of folks were asking who built this. This is made by Aluminess in California. Just uber quality. These boxers, I think, were rated for 250 pounds each. It's got a full steel welded class 5 hitch, so it's very strong. All waterproof, of course. Everything all aluminum, apart from the hitch, but looks really good on the van. It doesn't look odd. I like the way that the boxes are kind of at an angle. This solves lots of problems. Good latch, great locks. I mean, just bomber. Put a couple cube lights in here for backups. I'm not going to have time to do that before the Leavenworth trip, but yeah, we got it installed. So I'll just finishing this one up. We'll get her kitchen all sorted out, and that way also with the water, why I put that there is, she'll have that spigot so she can have fresh water. She's making pancakes or washing up or whatever, in addition to the 30 gallons we have inside and the sink. But yeah, that's it.